Hey everybody, it's Ted with HDpiano. Today we're learning Used to Love by Martin Garrix featuring Dean Lewis, and we're going to start with the introduction and verse, which sounds like this. So that was the first part, and the rest of this lesson can be found on hdpiano.com if you're not there already. So I have a question for you, which is what collaborations like this between two different artists are some of your favorites? And especially if you have something that you'd like us to make a tutorial on that we don't already have one for, you should comment below with a collaboration like this between two artists. All right, so let's get into the lesson. I'm going to start us on what happens in the verse, because these chords are underneath the melody that we have in the introduction. So we'll start there. We're in the key of E major. So we have four black keys: F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp in this key. And I'm going to start by walking through the left-hand bass notes. So first we're going to start on A. Let me give you the rhythm here. We're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And that repeats again. This time I'm going to say the numbers. So these are which number the note is in the scale. This being 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to give these numbers because the more songs like this you learn, you'll start to realize that there's a lot of common ground with which numbers get used in the chords. So 4 and 5, for example, very common. And here we're starting on 4 and 5 like this. 3 and 4 and 4, 5, and then here's 3, 4, 2, 1, 5. To give the note names, that's A, B, G sharp, A, F sharp, E, B. So I just threw in there what the right hand is doing as well. Let's talk about what's happening there. We start out with just 2 notes in the right hand. And this is a little bit, it's similar to what happens when we move on to the introduction, where we'll just have 2 notes in the right hand to fill out the chord, to leave room for the melody in the top part of the hand. All right, so we have 2 notes in the right hand, A and C sharp, so this is our A major chord. Then moving to B and D sharp for our B major chord. You notice everything has all been drawn from that E major scale I showed you. Then we go to G sharp and B. So this is part of an E major chord, but it's with G sharp in the bass. So we would say E over G sharp. And then we move to A major again. Here now we have 3 notes in the right hand, outlining an F sharp minor chord, and then an E major chord. And then we call this a B suspended 4. Here's the suspended 4. It's the 4th note of the B major scale. And it's a suspended 4 because that suspension lowers down to a B major chord. Then we have this little melody here. We repeat the same thing for the second half of the verse. A slightly different ending here, the way that we play through that B major chord. So that's the verse. Now the introduction has the same chords, same chord structure, but we're going to be playing slightly different things in the lower part of our right hand. And then in the top part of our right hand, we're covering this melody that really is taken from the post-chorus or the hook part, kind of the drop that happens later in the song. So let's check that out. Here's the lower part of the right hand and how that sounds. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right, so I suggest that before you add in this other part of the right hand, you make sure that you learn what I just showed you, and you can slow it down and go piece by piece if you need to. Because there's really two different parts of the right hand here. So that was the lower part. Now I'm going to add in this melody part. Let me just show you the melody by itself. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So there's the melody by itself, and our goal here is going to be to make that melody sound like itself, sound connected and really like a melody, even though we're going to have to cover it with just the top few fingers of our right hand. So let's see how that sounds. So this is the introduction. All right, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And make sure that that last chord is that B add 4. I flubbed it just there. All right, so that is the introduction and the first verse to Used to Love. The rest of this lesson can be found on HDpiano.com. And you should also connect with us on social media and send us any requests of songs that you want us to make videos for. So I'm Ted with HDpiano.com, and I'll see you there for the rest.